Hello and welcome to Let's Play The Beast Within, a Gabriel Knight mystery, also known as Gabriel Knight 2. Gabriel Knight 2 was released in 1995, and the mid-90s were a turbulent time for Sierra. Faced with a rapidly changing industry in which adventure games were becoming less and less profitable, Sierra tried to evolve their games in several ways. The Beast Within is an example of one of those ways, the interactive movie. Interactive movies had a fortunately brief period of popularity in the mid-90s when people realized that the vastly increased storage capacity of CD-ROM meant that you could put movies in computer games. Unfortunately, most people were so amazed by the fact that their computers could play video at all that they didn't much care about the actual quality. As a result, 99% of interactive movies are absolute crap, with horrible writing, acting, video quality, and usually barely any gameplay. Was Gabriel Knight 2 in the lucky 1% that managed to be better, or was it out there with the 99% occupying Wall Street? Let's find out. The Beast Within, a Gabriel Knight mystery, and then I already said that. Let's take a look at the prologue, which is just a fancy way of saying introduction.
Snäll! Vi skjuts i vattnet!
Kom!
Okay, well, it's not very clear what we were looking at, but we can only assume that that will make itself evident as we play the game. Chapter 1. Yes, much like other games of Sierra from this era, like King's Quest VII, this game is divided into chapters. And also like King's Quest VII, there's actually more than one protagonist, which you'll see if you don't know yet. Schloss Ritter, Rittersberg, Germany. looks nothing like it did in the previous game. But anyway. And there's Gabriel, who also looks nothing like he did in the previous game.
Out falls.
I've had days like that.
Come in.
Herr Knight, there are some people here to see you.
Me?
Yeah, if you please come.
What's going on? You've been acting strange all day.
Please just come. And don't forget your talisman. You must wear it always.
Damn thing's heavy. Well, hello there. Shouldn't those be torches?
Guten Abend, Herr Knight. I am Werner Huber. Forgive our coming here so late, but we must speak with you.
What can I do for you?
Oh, this is my cousin, Sir Huber Sepp. He has a farm just outside of Munich. I will tell you the truth, Herr Knight. We have come for the Schattenjäger.
I see. What makes you think you need a Schattenjäger?
It is because of Sepp here. 2 nights ago, his wife goes to the window of the house to call in their daughter, Tony. It is getting dark. The light outside is not so good, yeah? She sees Tony some meters away, playing in the grass. And she sees a wolf. It is huge. And it is moving towards the child. The mother screams to the child, warning.
5!
And that is when the beast strikes.
Tony!
Oh, no, langsam. They say she died quickly. Sepp here hears his wife screaming, comes running from the barn. He sees the wolf, goes inside the house to get a gun. But when he comes out, no wolf. And it has taken part of the child with it.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it is very bad, Herr Knight. That is why we come to you.
Haven't the police been notified?
Oh, yeah, natürlich. The police, they think it is wolves escaped from a zoo. They search and search, but they find nothing. This is not the first such killing. And if it is not stopped, it will not be the last.
I'm not really sure what you want me to do.
The killer is not wolf. It is werewolf. You must hunt it down and kill it.
Werewolf? What makes you think it's a werewolf?
The wolf looked at me. Its eyes were human. It knew what it was doing. It knew.
I'm really very sorry about your daughter, Herr Huber.
I have told them that you are the new Schattenjäger.
You wear the talisman. Are you the Schattenjäger now? Or are you not?
I am?
We do not know you, Herr Knight, but we have known the Schattenjägers for many centuries. It is to them we turn in trouble like this. Sepp here is family. Will you come? Just look around, see what you can see. Huh? Sepp and his wife go north to be with her mother. You can stay on his farm.
All right. I'll look into it for you. See what I can see.
I'll pack your things.
Great. Thanks. I'll meet you in the village in an hour.
Oh, thank you, Herr Knight. Thank you.
It's being gang pressed into helping them, essentially. It's not very nice. Well, I guess this is the Huber farm then. Alright, there we are, ready to begin our adventure. And one of the things that works in favor of this game as an interactive movie is that besides the fact that the cutscenes are now movies rather than cartoons or anything as Sierra did before, it is essentially still a normal Sierra game, although with slightly less freedom of movement, because I can't just walk to any place in this room. There's usually only a few places that you can actually walk. But other than that, the gameplay is pretty much the same. Most of the more successful interactive movies had that advantage. They had some pre-interactive movie gameplay style to fall back on. Like, for example, the Wing Commander game still had the same space combat as before, just with movies in between rather than sprite-based cutscenes. And similarly, this game plays much like any other Sierra game. So we've got our inventory, and we don't have an icon bar, but we have the context-sensitive cursor like King's 7 and many other more modern games, so you can just click on things and see what will happen.
That's me, Gabriel Knight.
It's a good thing he points that out, because otherwise, who would have guessed? If you've played the first game. Okay, I can spend this entire game bitching about how things don't look or sound like they did in the previous game, but I won't do that. Similarly, I am not going to make a big deal out of the sometimes low production values. There's some very obvious green screen work in this game, but that's sort of par for the course for movies, interactive movies of this era. So there's really no point in complaining about that. You just have to be able to look past that. Personally, I'm not too big a fan of this style, because it kind of strikes me as lazy to just use photographs of the background, especially when Sierra did such a great job with their hand-painted backgrounds, which actually look better than these photographs. One of the main issues is that 256 colors really is too low for this kind of thing. When you're doing your own paintings, you can optimize the palette. With a photograph, that's much harder to do. Let's take a look in our inventory. That's always a good thing to do in the beginning of an adventure game, since we already have some stuff. Like the Schattenjäger talisman. Which is a good thing, I guess. Will protect us.
The family talisman. Wolfgang gave up his life to get this back.
One thing that I do think is a bit of a shame is that most of the time Gabriel has no hint of a Cajun accent. I can appreciate that you couldn't have him played by Tim Curry in a live-action version of the game, but could you at least have gotten someone who had the same accent? Oh well, he does a decent enough job with the performance most of the time, even though he doesn't sound like he's from New Orleans. At least the talisman still looks like it did before. But I guess we'll find out what's going on here in the next video.